Hey everybody, my name is Jen. Welcome to the channel and welcome to my homestead. So today we are in the kitchen and we are going to be making a delicious gluten-free bread. If you want to know more, follow me along right here on Garden Jen's Journey.
My name is Jen. In 2016, we moved to a small rental property in central Michigan. Here, I started my journey of organic gardening, making natural remedies, cooking from scratch, and so much more. Welcome to my homestead, and welcome to my journey.
Alright, so since I found out that I need to be on a gluten-free diet, I have been trying to find ways that I can make things at home because a lot of the stuff that you buy in the store is so processed and full of fillers and stuff that is just not healthy for you. So going along with my whole food plant-based lifestyle, I've come across a recipe that's pretty spot on for being as unprocessed as possible, but still delicious and of course very nutritious. So follow me over to the table and I'm going to show you how we're going to put this together. Alright, so we have our ingredients ready to go to make this gluten-free bread. It's a nice soft bread that can be used for sandwiches. It makes wonderful toast. It's a good hearty bread, but it's also light. It's not so dense that it feels like you're eating cardboard, which, you know, some gluten-free breads are kind of on the dense side. But this is very light and I absolutely love it. So one of the things that we're going to be working with is psyllium husk. And I buy mine online. I got this from Amazon. And of course, I will have the link down in the description box below to my Amazon store where you can see the various stuff I use, like the psyllium husk. Now, if you have a health food store, you might be able to find them there. I use whole, but if you can only find ground, that will work as well. So, a psyllium husk is used traditionally with gluten-free bread because there is no gluten to give it that elasticity, that lift that gluten gives. So psyllium husk is one of the ways that we achieve that kind of texture. So what we need to do first is we need to get our psyllium husk hydrated and get them to start gelling a bit. And so we're going to do that. We have 1/3 of a cup of the psyllium husk. I'll put that in there. And to that, we're going to add 2.5 cups of just regular lukewarm water. And then also to that, we're going to add, our apple cider vinegar. This is 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. And I use Bragg's with the mother. That way it's as close to being whole and unprocessed as possible. And then we're also going to add some maple syrup. So we're going to add 2 to 3 teaspoons of maple syrup. I don't really like this really sweet, but it helps balance the bitterness that can be from the psyllium husk and from the millet, which is one of our other ingredients. Now we're going to give this a good whisk. Get all those ingredients together. And then we're going to set this off to the side and let this gel up. That's very important. While our psyllium husk is gelling up, we are going to add our dry ingredients. And I have a sieve here, and I'm going to show you why in just a minute. So what I've done to come up with a great recipe that works for me is I've done half and half of the flours we're going to use today. So we have ground millet flour and we also have buckwheat flour. It's going to be 1 1/4 cups of each. Now, if you wanted to, you could certainly just use one or the other. They are both interchangeable, but I think combining both of them gives this bread a nice balance in flavor. I've tried just millet or just buckwheat myself, and it wasn't the greatest, at least for me. Some people really enjoy the flavor of those two grains, but for me, I like them together, more balanced out. All right, so we've got them mixed here. Next, we're going to add our salt. This is going to be 1 teaspoon, and I'm just using Himalayan salt. You can use sea salt if you like, a nice good quality salt. We're going to be adding flax. This is 2 tablespoons of ground flax, and I grind this right before I use it so it keeps its nutrients. And then we're going to also add our leavening agents. We have baking soda and baking powder. 2.5 teaspoons of the powder and 1/2 teaspoon of the soda. And sometimes your leavening agents can be lumpy. And I don't know if you've ever bit into a pancake or something that didn't have the powder mixed in all the way, but it's not a very good taste. So we want to make sure that there's no lumps, which is why we have the sieve. All right, now we're just going to mix those together. If you wanted to at this point, and I think I'm going to, you can add some additional items to your bread. I'm actually going to add some hemp seed hearts in here. So I'm going to go grab those and I'll be right back. All right, so I've got my hemp seeds here, about of 1/3 of a cup in there. We're just going to mix that in again. You could add some whole flax seeds if you like. If you want some nuts, you could put those in there, some really finely chopped nuts. You know, whatever you want to make this kind of a whole grain bread, you could certainly do. Just make sure not to overdo it, because then the bread will have a hard time rising and it'll end up being dense. All right, so all of our dry ingredients are ready to go. Let's check on our psyllium husk. That's nice and jelly, which is what you want. Again, this is acting as the gluten that will form the bonds in our bread here. It should kind of look like applesauce when you pour it in. We're just going to stir this together really well. And it's going to take a little bit, so just be patient. All right. That's come together nicely. Just kind of form that ball of dough that you would kind of get if you were making regular dough, which is what you want. You want it to hold together. All right. So next we are going to take our pan, and what I like to do just to be on the safe side, even though I don't generally use oil, is I'm going to go ahead and just give this a quick spritz. Okay. And then we're going to pour this in here. It goes in really easy, usually, just like so. Okay. So because of the type of dough we are working with, we need to wet our hands and get this to level out a little bit, because this is kind of sticky. We're just going to push it down in there and get it nice and level. All right, there we go. So we got our bread ready to rock and roll. So I have the oven set at 350 degrees because I am using a darker pan. If you were using a glass pan, you'd want to set it to 325. I'm going to cook this for about 1 hour and 20 minutes, and then I will bring you back and show you what it looks like. So this is our beautiful gluten-free vegan bread. Now we're going to let this sit in the pan for about 10 minutes, and the condensation will help loosen this up so it doesn't stick to the pan. And then we can put it on our rack and let it cool for about an hour. So we've let our bread rest for about an hour or so. So let's cut into it and see how good it looks. So there you have it, a beautiful, rich, dark bread. You can see the seeds from the hemp seeds, but it's very soft. You can see I can squeeze it just fine. It's got a little bounce back. And this toasts beautifully in the toaster. You can put your favorite nut butter on it if you want, some homemade fruit jam. It is excellent for many things. And like I said, you can dunk it in your favorite soup or stew. It's a wonderful, wonderful bread. I do hope that you will try this for yourself and enjoy it. All right, folks, so that is how easy it is to make a wonderful whole food, plant-based, gluten-free bread. I hope you'll try this recipe yourself and let me know in the comment section down below what you think of it. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up and share it with others who might need to eat gluten-free and want something that's a little bit healthier than what they'll find in the grocery stores. Thank you for following me along today. And if you haven't already, make sure to click the subscribe button down below so you can continue with me on this journey as I share different things that we cook here on the homestead, as well as gardening and all sorts of other things. Love to have you along on this journey. And as always, I hope wherever you are, you're wonderfully blessed. So until next time, bye-bye.